So guys, a very quick video. So BVVD comment on the community manager kind of thing that we had, the number 7 one, right? Where he mentions literally that before we see 5th generation jets, we need some things, you know? He mentions, for example, the modern electronic scanner array radars, PESAs and IASAs for everybody, every nation, because right now we don't have for every nation. We actually only have for 4 nations. So there's still 6 nations that don't have a top tier jet or close to top tier jet with an electronic scanner array radar. But he talks about how they want to fill or close this gap first between the 5th generation jets and the current generation of vehicles, right? He says, I mean, several modern air warfare technologies, right, that can enrich gameplay. So all of these, you know, can be added to actually bridge that gap, right? So we already talked about one, right? Electronic scanner array radars for everybody. I mean, I'm talking about more modern F-15s, you know, that can use IASAs for the Americans, the Super Hornet for the Americans. We can have better versions of the Eurofighter that are entering service right now with IASA, right? Even the F-18F maybe from the Australians for the British. We can have for the Italians an Eurofighter as well. We can have for the Swedes a Gripen E with an IASA, and even more modern versions of vehicles for the Israelis as well with IASAs, right? So this is a very easy technology. It's already implemented. We just need more vehicles that have them. So this is a filling of a gap that is very quickly to do. It's very easy to do, right? And I think they're gonna do during this year maybe even. But then he talks about, like I said, several modern air warfare technologies that can enrich gameplay, right? What are those technologies? So here I wanted to do kind of a short list of 2 of them that I think are necessary for us to move forward with this addition of 5th generation jets in the future of War Thunder in maybe 2026 even, right? One of them would be ECM, electronic countermeasures. I think it is kind of necessary to have ECM in the game. It can help multiple generations of jets, even from MiG-21s up to like the top tiers, right? F4s and everything up to top tier. Because this is an ongoing evolution. Electronic countermeasures are several types of countermeasures that are used electronically, but more specifically, I think jamming could be something that can be added. Jamming would help basically, I already talked about this in other videos, but jamming would basically help the aircraft to mask its distance, trying to fool and creating multiple, signals that the enemy radar would think that it's the true target, right? Confusing what is the actual distance of the target. That would be a very simplified way of adding jamming, but it could be a way. It's the way the DCS does that, right? And that could help, for example, the more modern missiles that we have, and especially with stealth 5th generation jets coming that will be able to fire these missiles from a very far distance with a very good performance. It means that some of these 4th generation jets, they might not have a chance against the 5th generation jets in the BVR if they don't have an ECM. Of course, ECM in the close combat arena would be completely more or less useless, right? But for BVR, it's a big thing. So it would help, and I think a very small addition with powerful and burn through cycles or ranges and everything could be a very interesting thing that can be added. And I think Gaijin knows this, and BVVD might be even talking about one of these technologies being ECM. So ECM would be one of them that I think for air combat is the one that we need before we go to 5th generations. And then another one that it's a little bit more on the sideways for air combat, but can be added as well, and it would be something that we already tested in the game, and it would be any type of SAID technology, right? I'm talking about ways to detect enemy air defenses that are more precise than just an RWR. I'm talking about even the jamming of anti-air systems, right? But also especially anti-air defense missiles, right? Missiles that can actually home in on the radiation coming from these AAs and kill them. So this is another technology that the more we go into the future, the better AAs we get. I think we will see these very soon, right? And I think this is one of the technologies that he's talking about, because I'm pretty sure, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, in 6 months or 1 year, But I'm pretty sure they're gonna add Patriots, S300s, stuff like that, right? If we get those things, we're gonna need SAID to be able to do something about them, right? So, you know, anti-radiation missiles would be a thing, right? It's a little bit more sideways on the terms of being needed for a fifth generation jet, but I still believe something like this can be added and should be added to bridge this gap to the technology that fifth generation jets will have, okay? And these are the three ones that I can think about. I mean, one of them already confirmed there, but the other two, they're the main ones that I can think about. Because, of course, there are other technologies, but think about, guys, any type of technology that the stealth F-35 or F-22 or anything like that could actually use, we kind of already have. Electronic scanner array radars, we already have. MAWS, missile approach warning systems, we already have. We already have helmet-mounted displays. You know, we have already automatic deployment of chaff and flare, depending on type of missile. We already have, you know, Fox 3 missiles. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, we are getting to a place where the technology is there. I mean, we even have stealth with the Comanche and the F-117, and I'm pretty sure the Comanche and the F-117 are tests for when fifth generation jets come, right? So, at the end of the day, we already have the technology, most of them. So, I wonder, apart from ECM and SAID and more IASA radars and PESA radars into the game, what are the other several modern air warfare technologies that can enrich gameplay that he's talking about? You let me know in the comments what you think about it. What are those? Because for me, it's these three. And that's kind of it. So let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah, I see you guys on the next one. So make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. And bye guys, see ya.